as we get down into the bottom right representing Storm Gaming. It is MAXPAX.
And in the top left corner of Curious Minds, in those yellow Zerg pieces, playing for Shopify Rebellion, a great Canadian team, might I add. We have LAMBO. Not only does Shopify have TLO, which is now a naturalized Canadian, has Scarlet, the Queen of Blades, another great Canadian. It's owned by Shopify, which is a Canadian company, and it's based in Canada. It's in Toronto.
Yeah, all of the above are true. It's obviously a very, very awesome company, and we're really happy to have them supporting StarCraft 2 the way they are. Toby has mentioned many a time that he's in it for the long haul. He is going to support StarCraft 2 for a very long time. Very long time. Now, we got to mention, like I said, these two players have history, and they have met many a time. MAXPAX does actually hold a pretty significant series advantage, and in fact, he's won the last 6 meetings that they have had, only dropping a single map during this. 14-7 in series, but really it's that recency that is everything. But a lot of those were ESL Open Cups. Not as many of them are these big high-profile tournaments, and you know that LAMBO strives to perform when given the opportunity to prepare, and he's going to be looking to really strike back against MAXPAX here.
Now, do you think it's going to be kind of like the Hero Marine Clem matchup, where in bigger events like this, Hero Marine manages to take a series off Clem like we saw in King of Battles 2?
I would say that's a little bit of a... I wouldn't say that's as good of a comparison per se, because Hero Marine and Clem are a lot more even. Like very, very even over long periods of time. Still a slight advantage for Clem, but this is a bigger advantage for MAXPAX. But I would say that the approaches are somewhat similar, because Hero Marine is one of those players who, especially recently, has gotten really, really good at preparing for his opponents. But LAMBO has always been a player that is focused a lot more on preparation. So yes and no, I guess, kind of. But they do have somewhat similar setups. By the way, we are going to be seeing a Stargate as well as a Stalker after the opening. So I think MAXPAX looking to kind of mask his build a little bit.
All right, that Adept Shade going to go through the natural mineral line, take a look at how many drones there. Sees that, it's pretty populated, so there's no crazy link flood incoming his way. Going to come in here to the main base, check out, sees no lair. We'll take a whack at one of the drones and shade on out of there. Sees also the third base is down. Sees a pretty standard game coming out of our Zerg player. Second game coming down for that wall. And Adept's just going to head back home.
Yeah, it's not often that we see anything super out of the ordinary. Only Dark in recent history has gone for, a ton of Zerglings at like 20 to 24 drones and gone for a big Ling Flood. We are going to see LAMBO building a fair number of Zerglings right here. I think he wants to try and deny that third base. He's actually building quite a few of these Zerglings. Wow, MAXPAX going to dive in to the double queen, and we'll get 2 drones right there. Very nice start for MAXPAX. That's a really big pickoff, actually.
And gets the revelation down, so he will be able to see any units coming out of that, I guess this natural base, as they pop. Twilight Council and Forge coming down behind. The second Oracle is out. It's been seeing this a lot more lately. The 2 Oracle, 3 Oracle opener from Protoss against Zerg, getting a lot of worker damage. 2 Queens. There's still no Spore Crawler here. This should get a fair number of drones here. 3 drones going down there, and they will be able to rotate on out. Link's going to try to come in here. There are 2 Adepts and Sentries. I like how he's hiding the Sentries in the mineral line so they don't get jumped on, because it's nothing worse than losing those Sentries early on before they're even really used, considering how much gas they cost.
Yeah, they are very expensive. Can be usually indicative of a timing that the Protoss player wants to go for, and we're probably going to be seeing something like that. We do have the Forge and the Twilight Council coming on down. Forge does fire out that +1 weapons. Nothing out of the Twilight just yet. I was going to say, I feel like we'll see Blink most likely. Good job, by the way, from LAMBO to get on top of those Adept Shades, make sure they can't shade forward. But yeah, this is going to be quite a bit of aggression from MAXPAX.
Yeah, we have 4 more gates coming down. Robo Facility coming on down here. So Blink and +1 should finish at the same time. Robo Facility coming down. So either War Prisons and Immortals coming out for that. I think, yeah, this should be a really sharp timing coming in from MAXPAX here to hit. LAMBO is still droning up. He is getting +1 ranged. But if it is Stalkers and... Oh, he's getting the Baneling Nest. That's the interesting move. If it is Stalkers and Immortals, I'm actually really liking MAXPAX's position here.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, it's going to be Roach Ravager Ling Bane. That is pretty much the go-to these days for Zerg as a standard composition. LAMBO's drone count was clipped away at by some nice Oracle Harass, a good little start for MAXPAX overall. And I think he's going to start to move out with these Blink Stalkers and Sentries. Try and get a little bit of damage done, and likely will transition to Disruptors behind this. We're not going to be seeing this low gas style that Hero has started doing, where he stays on 4 gases and just kind of goes from there. MAXPAX does do something a little bit interesting that might be trying to broadcast that, which is that he takes... Okay, never mind, he takes both gases. I was going to say, he took the gas on the right side, which is a little bit more difficult to scout. Didn't take the one on the left, but he does take it now, his 6th gas. LAMBO, good creep spread out in front of this base.
All right, MAXPAX going to clear up some of that creep. Has an Observer here with him. Double Oracles will drop a Revelation down. Does get 1 creep tumor. A nice Stasis Trap in the back. So if he is forced to retreat back home, he does have Stasis Traps to provide. Beautiful force fields here. Going to shave off a few of those roaches. Bile's going to come down and break one of those force fields. 11 probes going down on the other side, though. Looks like to a Ling, run by 18 probes in total. MAXPAX going to blink forward, take out a couple of these Ravagers. That Queen, beautiful Stasis Trap, getting a huge chunk of the Zerg army. And MAXPAX going for another warp in here on the front line. He is going to try to take out this third base here.
Yeah, this is looking very scary right now for LAMBO. He's in a lot of trouble. We are going to see the Roaches, Ravagers, and Lings trying to get on top of this. But actually, I think LAMBO might be able to hold here. MAXPAX, it feels like his micro is a little bit clunky right now. I've seen him in these situations, and I know that he's capable of some very good Blink Stalker micro, but there we go. Just like that, once again, kind of blinking in large clumps and not really taking advantage of that blink as much as I think in this situation he needs to. LAMBO, he knows after the damage he dealt, he basically just needs to hold, and he is doing a good job so far. Corrosive Vials will force this War Prism away. We are going to see MAXPAX getting pushed back, and with that, he gives up on the attack, starts probe production again, but LAMBO is now so far ahead in this game.
Yeah, 3 Queens that go down, 19 Roaches, but MAXPAX is behind by almost 20 workers here. He is triple pumping those probes out with Chrono, getting the Robo Bay, so probably going to go into either Disruptor or Colossi. My guess is going to be Disruptor. Now, +1 Ling melee upgrade coming on up for LAMBO. One thing I did notice, MAXPAX did essentially throw away one of his Oracles to the Spore Crawler, trying to get a Stasis Trap down. A little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake for Mr. Pax, but as you mentioned, we're seeing his micro not quite be where we're used to seeing it.
Yeah, it looks like he's maybe a little bit, maybe feeling the pressure a little bit. Obviously, we haven't seen him live at one of these live events, and he's having a little bit of trouble right here. Ooh, Corrosive Vials, taking down those Warping in Stalkers, getting one of them right there. And now we're going to see LAMBO coming forward with a whole lot of Roach Ravager Ling Bane. Well, Roach Ravager Bane, in fact, and he's actually just going to isolate this base. The probes, they're running away, but they are going to get tracked down, and we are going to see LAMBO getting a huge advantage, even bigger than before off the back of it. He's trapping these units out, and just like that, GG's going to get called. Well done by LAMBO. He'll take a 1-0 lead in the series. We will be seeing the hatch block once again out of MAXPAX. You know, it's a very stable way to play. It's a very solid way to play, and it really is annoying for the Zerg. But it's not gonna affect the outcome of the game too significantly. Just just one of those things that makes things uncomfortable for a Zerg player. And anytime you can do that, it's always an advantage for the Protoss. I gotta say, LAMBO really looking good in game number 1.
I also gotta say, on this map of most maps, I actually do like the hatch block because it does force that natural base to be further away from the Protoss, so that creep isn't being spread out as fast. I know we've had this discussion before, and I'm not a huge fan of the hatch block, not because I'm a Zerg player, but because I feel like oftentimes Zerg it takes that triangular third base, which is a lot further ahead, pushing that creep out further ahead.
It certainly is an option, but I feel like the benefits of taking the faraway base and just having the extra rush distance is generally better. On some maps, it is, especially when Queen Walk was in the meta, I really think it was not. It was almost counterproductive to go for the hash block, but I think on Blackburn it's pretty much okay. I think you're fine to go for that.
All right, he's gonna start droning up that natural base. Let's finish up. 2 links coming up, 2 queens. Pretty standard stuff. On the other side, it is Nexus into Cybercore for Mr. Pax.
His Cybercore was actually a little bit late right there. It was about 4 or 5 seconds late. So once again, I wonder if MAXPAX is maybe feeling the nerves a little bit. I'm very curious. I don't want to, these are very small things, but I do have to wonder if he's maybe feeling just a little bit more pressured than we're normally used to seeing.
Beyond Nidus, there's actually a requirement by Alpha X that all their tournaments be casted by Zerg players. All right. Stargate about to finish up here. I'm going to guess it's going to be no, it's a Void Ray opener. Of course he's going to make a liar out of me. Not something we see too often anymore, but it's going to go Overlord hunting. LAMBO going to sack that Overlord to get a full scout out of that main base. And slowly gonna float on away.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to. He's gonna be able to get obviously the Overlord pickoff right there. Obviously, we haven't seen much of the Void Ray play since the nerf to them. They're just not as good as they used to be. But you can still go for them. You can still get that utility. Personally, I feel like in a position like this, I would rather see a Phoenix, because it's cheaper, it still kills that Overlord, and you can pair it with the Oracle to lift off Queens, which is, of course, a very effective method of playing, a very effective tool. We are going to be seeing that sub 4-minute Nexus that I feel like Zest was the one who really was like, okay, we're getting this down regardless every time, and now it's become the absolute standard. LAMBO this time is going for the double Spore. He didn't go for it in the previous game, and he lost a couple of drones, so MAXPAX kind of forcing that response out. Nice showing for MAXPAX. And, well, we're seeing LAMBO, or MAXPAX rather, going back to basics here, going back to what he was very well known for, and that is going to be the double Stargate Void Ray play. So it is... Actually, wait, this could be Phoenix, but I'm pretty confident it's going to be Voice.
All right, Oracle going to come in here, take out one worker. Does see the Roach Warren coming on down at the front of the natural. Yeah, it's Void Race. Second Void coming out. That Stargate about to finish up here. Yeah, something MAXPAX actually perfected really well before the patch that came on out. And I've seen him pull it out time and again afterwards, and it's worked out quite well for him.
Yeah, he was very, very good with this. He was extraordinarily good with the Void Ray defense against Queen Walks. He was just one of the better players, honestly, in the world at defending it. He was very, very good with this. But look at this. We have got LAMBO going for... This looks like a German taxi right here. Ooh, he's got this drone at the gold base. Okay, he is going to go for it. But he's done stuff like this before where he will fake a third base. Ooh, okay, I don't know. Never mind. This is not going to be German taxi, I don't think. This will be, I believe, a Roach Ravager Corruptor Queen timing. So he's getting that Overlord speed. He's getting the Spire. MAXPAX, though, is going for a couple of these. Well, he's going for a third Stargate and the Fleet Beacon. He's playing this like the patch didn't even happen.
Because it didn't. Maru said patch didn't change anything. And we all know Maru's right. I've seen during the qualifiers, LAMBO actually did something very similar here. He picked up the queens in an Overlord and dropped them on the front lines, dropping creep so they could get that creep tumor down. So I'm wondering if we're going to see something like that coming on out. He is up to 8 queens here. These Void Rays just going to clear a little more creep. Carriers coming out behind this.
Yeah, this is what MAXPAX loves. Ooh, does get a high energy creep queen right there. That's a big deal. Yeah, this is so this is called the German taxi because it was actually LAMBO who invented it. He was having a little bit of a cheeky fun with that. He was like, I think someone had named a build, and he's like, oh man, people don't name builds anymore. He's like, I'm gonna call this one the German taxi. And then I believe a laser came up with like some kind of Nidus build, and he called that one the Polish subway. Yep. They just went back and forth. It was real fun.
I do really enjoy the camaraderie you see amongst the European players.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think like a bunch of them are at the TL house right now practicing as well, including Laser Clem and Culliger. So here we go. I think he's going to morph those Overlords into... No, he's just going to use them to drop creep.
Yeah, this is not the German taxi. This would be... I don't even know what you would call this, but it's definitely something. Oh, recall coming on down. Can he get the Oracle? No, he's not going to be able to get it. That was, of course, the lowest HP target right there.
It seems more
I don't
like
even know what you would call this.
The Autobahn.
Yeah, the German Autobahn would be like if it was like a creep highway.
Yeah.
But it's like he dropped a pontoon bridge in enemy territory.
All right, Lings are here. Roaches are here. Queens in the back. Corruptor's going to jump on in here. There is a shield battery with quite a bit of energy. Queens are going to whack away at some of those interceptors. One queen, I believe, did go down despite the transfuse. But the Ravagers here doing quite a number on the ground as well. Void Rays are going to turn on that prismatic beam on the Corruptors. The Corruptors are still largely intact. The Void Rays are gone. MAXPAX in quite a bit of trouble. GG gets called Rambo, knocking MAXPAX out.